These monsters won't hunt themselves.
Don't lie to me, when you played Ultimate Alliance 3, you didn't know who this was. Elsa Bloodstone comes from a long line of monster hunters. She's a naturally gifted marksman, athlete, and fighter, inherited a degree of superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and regenerative ability from her father, Ulysses, as well as an immunity to vampire bite. The same stuff stated here. There's even some comics that call Elsa an immortal vampire hunter. You have to have fighting skills. Some of the best fighters in Marvel history. So she's one of those characters you probably would see if you read comics. If you read the darker side of Marvel, like you probably see her hanging with Doctor Strange, characters like Man-Thing, Voodoo, Blade, those kind of people. Yeah, she has a lot of weapons she can use skillfully. You're going to see a lot of these used in this video. I mean, after all, she kills monsters. She has gear to tie people up, crossbows that don't have normal stuff or attachments to it. That's why you see her guns or weapons project energy from them when she's fighting monsters. Oh boy. She stated to literally have ghost bullets. She even has an amulet that allows her to teleport to where the monsters are. Like I said earlier, Elsa may have inherited powers from her father, but how much of her abilities she might retain without her choker remains unrevealed. See, it's reiterated more than once that the immortal Bloodstone, the gem, is in her genes, in her blood. Yeah, but her choker does help her out because it grants her superhuman strength, agility, speed, endurance, as well as an unspecified degree of invulnerability. Invulnerability is mentioned when her name is brought up more than once. The Bloodstone itself can repel vampires, perfect for monster hunting, while her blood can destroy them. By the way, it's not a good idea for a vampire to suck her blood. It will straight up cure them of vampirism, make them normal again, fill them with life. They're officially brought back to life. In certain comics like this, you see it in her hand. She has access to her father's collection of artifacts like magic lamps capable of teleporting, and she has a lot of kryptonite weaknesses for different monsters and such. You can't be an anti-monster person without wood, spikes, a cross, holy water, right? And you probably didn't notice this, but she has appeared in live action. Her forearm strength can crumble guns. We got a clear example of her superhuman strength when she's fighting a monster, so you know they're more durable than normal beings. She can still rip off this monster's claw and stab another monster with it. Straight muscle, no gear. I'm gonna try to really show off her muscle real quick with just straight muscle without using no weapons or gear for the most part for a little while, and then I'm gonna jump to the weapons. The weight of how she slams beings with her muscle. Her strength even extends to her legs because she could be several stories in the air above building height, and her legs can still withstand landing, the pressure of her landing. You're probably thinking she's not that strong. She was getting pinned down by Punisher here, and in these scans, there's implications she wasn't really amplifying herself with her energy projection, like with her magical energy or whatever. So that could be the reason why she couldn't push off of him instantly here. Yeah, she doesn't have the best lifting showings. I mean, you can kind of get an idea of how strong she would have to be just comparing her to her father, because she apparently has his same abilities. So you can kind of look at what he did to understand her muscle too, I guess. Like her father can literally pick up and sling mammoths. So you could argue she could do this too if she's powered up by the same gem. These mammoth type beings can weigh 6 to even up to 10 or 12 tons. I don't see no reason why she wouldn't be able to do it if she's amplified by the gem, just like how he can get amplified by it. But at the same time, when you look at her grid, her strength grid is a 4 out of 7. I mean, yeah, sure, take these with a grain of salt, but at the same time, look at Spider-Man's strength grid being a 4 out of 7. They put her as a 4 just like Spider-Man tiers. Beings that can lift over 10 tons with laughable ease. This is not their limit. They just say this BS. I don't know why. We know Spider-Man can lift 60 plus tons and stuff. If we're to take what they're saying serious about Elsa, everything I've said is just a joke. There's an argument to be made that she could lift over 50 or 60 plus tons based on she's amplified. Her strength class is ranked in the same with Spider-Man's, blah, blah, blah. You're probably thinking this doesn't mean anything, but considering that super soldier level beings, high-end super soldier tier beings like Captain America are rated a 3 out of 7 and she's rated a 4, what does that say about her strength? All the evidence points to the fact that she might be stronger than what she's really portrayed based on her being amplified by this choker or her genes carrying the blood of her father and such. I would say she has to be pretty strong. I mean, she's always fighting monsters that are superhumanly strong. Wouldn't you agree? We see her literally pin vampire tier beings against the wall with her muscle. Like, this is a clear example of her muscle. Her arms are literally pinned down by this monster and she busts out with raw muscle. Vampires are not lightweights in Marvel. Like, I'm not saying that the vampire that she overpowered is as strong as a high-end vampire like Morbius, but remember, Morbius level beings are able to knock out Spider-Man level characters. Like, just let that sink in. You know how strong Spider-Man is. Elsa breaking out of his grip, I definitely believe there's a possibility she can lift a few tons or something, being able to bust out of his grip and then punch and actually see blood drip. So there's weight behind her hits. Let's talk about the weight of her hits right quick with no weapons. You see with no weapons, she's just kicking these cult members apart with punches with ease. Now, this is partly a skill feat too. Elsa's not a fan of doors. The weight of her punches or kicks can crack the sidewalk Like things that are bigger than her, like these mutant bugs, for example, the weight of her hits are more than enough of power to mess these things up with her blunt hits. I don't see no reason why she wouldn't be able to punch down certain brick walls like a lot of other super soldier or above level beings, kicking these monsters away. She blocks strikes from Elektra. If we talk about her using an actual weapon on top of it, it just gets worse. Like her hitting you in the face with a shotgun can't feel good. Punisher's face. You can say this is a strength, speed, skill, punching power feat all in one. She can be hit by super soldiers too, guys. Her durability can kind of match up. She's been hit by cars and got back up. She's been hit hard enough by bug monsters to crack the wall she hits. She's been slammed by Lady Hellbender and kept on fighting. Alternate Fing Fang Foom, she got hit by. Fing Fang Foom level beings are very durable. They're durable enough to withstand being thrown from the earth to the moon. And the real Fing Fang Foom got respected by the real Hulk, calling him a challenge when it comes to fighting. You know, the Hulk likes to fight. So Elsa's being hit by beings that can easily blow away buildings, y'all. I mean, matter of fact, she's being hit by beings whose limbs can shatter mountains. I mean, characters like Lady Hellbender called Fing Fang Foom the strongest thing on the planet besides Hulk, of course. That's why her getting hit by an alternate Fing Fang Foom that was fighting the real Fing Fang Foom is impressive. I mean, we actually see her punch and kind of affect Dracula. I haven't really talked about it much, but I guess you could say she could probably punch hard because she can amplify her punches with energy, because like she did like a magical infused punch and hit through a thick stone wall. Like you can see the energy around her fist. I mean, yeah, she has some overpowered gear. Like we do add on her strikes with her gear, everything just goes up another tier. Like she's out here cutting bugs in half, even without overpowered gear. Like just a shovel, like for example, like she can bust up these robot samurai with just literally a shovel and her strike to show that she doesn't need mystical weapons to just hit hard, kick hard in general. Yeah, you see how far they get launched with her kick. She hits hard. I mean, she's just messing up shops by hitting people hard enough with guitars, busting up metal with the swing of her gun. I mean, she hit Jessica Jones with a guitar and launched her and broke the table. Her and Jessica Jones, yeah, they have met, by the way. Yep, they work together to take on all these monsters. Elsa using weapons, her kicks, her hands, everything. Putting in work. You know she's built different when she actually runs out of ammunition against monsters and has to use kitchen utensils and still gets the job done. Like, this doesn't even make sense with physics. How does she swing a guitar hard enough to bust up somebody's vehicle, yo? Something you might not know about her is that she can blast with energy straight up from her hands, no guns. In newer comics, we even see her blast from her hands. Like in Raw Muscle, I wouldn't compare it to the highest vampire tiers in Muscle, but if I add in stuff like her being amplified by her choker, her amplifying her attacks with energy blasts, I would say she could kind of bridge the gap, you could say, because her blast can even damage high-end vampire tiers like Dracula, and even she's shocked by her own power. Friendly reminder that Dracula can withstand like onslaughts of hits from beings that are above the super soldier tier, like Spider-Man himself. Beings like Spider-Man have the raw muscle to support, you could argue, thousands of tons based on the occasion of him supporting some of the weight of this building. Even if it's not all of it, it's still insane. Buildings like this weigh over 500,000 tons, even 1%. If you lowball it and say he didn't lift nowhere near the whole weight, that's okay. Even if he didn't lift nowhere near the whole weight, this supporting this would still be supporting thousands of tons, y'all. Imagine what his punches feel like. Marvel agrees that if a character can lift a certain amount of weight, it helps their punching power. By the way, outright stated here. Sure, this isn't Elsa in this particular situation, but I think this is a good understanding of when a writer in Marvel gives a character super strength, they want them to be able to lift a lot of weight and punch hard. Obviously, certain characters vary, but for a lot of characters that have a lot of strong muscle, they can lift a lot of weight. It translates to their punches. Their punches can punch hard. That's the whole point of giving them super strength, is so they can lift this kind of weight and use it in combat. That punch to the face is going to hurt if they lift a lot of weight. So if you say Spider-Man can hit Dracula with everything he got and Dracula can withstand those hits, what does that say about Dracula? And what does that say about Elsa's blast power? You would basically have to admit that her blast is up there, at least at the very least, her peak power is up there with the high-end vampire tiers like Dracula, Spider-Man, Morbius tier beings. When you add in her energy projection with her magical enhancements, her inheritance from her dad, gemstone, stuff like that. In this comic with Deadpool, we see her blast this creature back. This creature that was pretty big, and she was macking with Deadpool. For the most part, I tried to show off her power without relying on shotgun shooting, explosives, stuff like that. Her just raw muscle I've tried to focus on. Her energy blast from her hands, she can shoot from her hands. I haven't really been trying to really focus on her weapons too much to really show you how strong she is. But if we add into the gear, everything just gets magnified even worse than I've already said. Because let's just say she has anti-monster type gear. Let's be real. With her shotgun, blows away a zombie. She uses silver shotguns to mess up a vampire. Her pistols can bust up giant bugs. Shoots her way through a ton of vampires. Okay, no lie, this is like some Deadshot type stuff. Like she was able to shoot inside somebody else's hole of the gun, causing it to explode. She has gear that can make Wolverine drowsy. You see this creature? Night. I mean, if you want to be technical, we did see her encounter Spider-Man, just a monsterized Spider-Man. Yeah, people be getting mutated and, temporarily mutated, then cured. She got hit by a monsterized Spider-Man. And thankfully, since she's an anti-monster type character, she had something form to where it turned him back the way he should. She can do damage via explosions to symbiotes. She has Goliath rounds that can punch through a Manticore's hide. Her grenade she uses makes demons run away like, nah, I don't want none of that. Hellbender is somebody I would agree has probably the physical stat advantage over Elsa, but her guns still have enough punch to push her down. Let's just say she has a rocket launcher to where she wants to blow away buildings, but at the same time, she doesn't need those to blow away buildings because her normal guns can make giant monsters say, nah, I don't want none of that. Yeah, Fing Fang Foom to your being. Yeah, it gets crazy with these guns. It's the Behemoth Buster, or alternate Fing Fang Foom. It stunned it. Yeah. And she has another feat when it comes to Fing Fang Foom tier beings. It's kind of crazy how she can literally blast beings' eyes out. I know its eyeballs and eyes are usually your most sensitive area, but considering that this being is taller than buildings and her guns can do all this damage to Fing Fang Foom, not to mention Fing Fang Foom's more durable than just his size would suggest. He's a powerhouse technically. This lets you know her guns can damage planet-shattering, durable kind of beings. Yeah, with her overpowered gear, she can damage beings that can easily survive planet type of explosions. Because remember, Fing Fang Foom's durable enough to get hit by this titan of a being known as Mangog. I'm not saying Fing Fang Foom is as strong as Mangog, but I'm just saying he's taking hits from beings this titan level. This is the same being that can fight Thor and Odin's Skyfather tiers, yo. Yet Fing Fang Foom can withstand hits from these kind of beings, but she can blast his eyes out. You see why her guns are crazy? Are they implying she fought Mangog, y'all? In this flashback, she's fast reflex-wise when it comes to her fighting combat speed. Even if you catch her in traps, she can still avoid them. Part of this is agility, battle IQ, and everything. All these monsters she can dodge attacks from, whether they're laser, plasma bolts, or whatever. Quick enough to use her guitar to block bullets. This is straight combat speed. She throws all this in the air, chops all this stuff mid-air, and it lands perfectly. Her reflexes are more than likely quicker than lightning. She can compete with Elektra in fighting speed. Elektra is another character that's constantly able to block bullets that are this close with her fighting speed. I bring this up all the time, but yeah, she can compete with beings like Daredevil in raw fighting speed. I mean, Daredevil even calling her the fastest. So yeah, they're comparable in fighting speed, Daredevil and Elektra. This also goes for Elsa, since she can react or fight Elektra in fighting speed. Just keep in mind that Elektra and Daredevil level beings can react in 1/1,000,000th of a second because they can compete with each other in speed. These beings can react to actual lightning like how Daredevil did. This should apply for Elsa, being able to react to lightning too, because we see her fighting speed be able to keep up with Elektra, even catch her side mid-throw. You could say she's quicker than lightning when it comes to her combat speed. I mean, she's out here dodging blasts from Captain Marvel. Good luck trying to hit her with bullets, even if they're magical bullets. But she wouldn't be a Marvel character if she didn't have, say it with me, temporary power-ups. She put on this Captain mask and it grants them enhanced strength, speed, agility, and makes you feel taller. And it seems to amplify the shield with her gem that she always has. Yeah, to fight the final boss. So think about how strong she is, plus the power of Captain America level beings. That's a scary thought to think about, right? Of course she takes it off though. Doesn't need temporary power to be strong. And she just teleports away. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Elsa's pretty strong. But before I get going, y'all, I gotta give a thanks to you all for the donations. Respect Elsa. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.